Every day wake up before the dawn, trading the stocks instead of cooking on. The raven flies, searching for success. No apron, just a new kind of stress. Chasing dreams in the city lights gleam. Numbers and charts is the new regime.
Good morning, everybody. I was taking a little look at Bitcoin on the daily chart, and I was finding a market cipher that I haven't been using for a while, just to look at the bigger picture. Now, since I called back in January, I called the high, and I said that in the bigger picture, we had the pattern of free spikes and a domed house. Then from this, I was actually looking for this as a potential area that we could retrace into. Marking the previous all-time high should be considered the ultimate low for this decline. The theory behind this is that if we drop below this, we had 8 months long accumulation. We busted out. We made a small intersection here. Like, we completed the accumulation, we expanded out, and we made a little stop here before expanding further. We've had some distribution, and now it looks to me like we're having new reaccumulation before another leg up. We are basically making a very high time frame higher low in this area. But the theory is that since this is the all-time high and we did this little expansion, that all of the energy put into accumulation here will be protected if that has not been distributed. If everything here has been distributed, well, then we can potentially go lower. It's interesting to look at that on market structure. We have a so-called strong low on a 2-weekly time frame down here around 49,000. That could be the potential low if we break this level. This little cluster is the area that I really pay a lot of attention to, and I previously marked a level here on the lower time frame that should really mark the bottom, and that is the level we've tested. When I looked on the daily time frame, I was looking at the market structure, and when we created the first new all-time high up here at around 108,600, 400. Well, after this decline, when we came up again, we didn't close a candle above. So in theory, what we have done up here, and that goes even on higher time frames, like even 2-weekly, that gives us an SFP, a swing failure pattern, because we have not closed a candle body above, so we never created a valid break of structure to have a continuation. Now, in this decline here, well, we made a bearish change of character when we broke down here, and we created a new low, and we set a new high, a lower high, and after that we came down to the first 76,000 area. But in this, again, we did not have a candle body on a daily closing below this. That also means that we created a swing failure pattern. It essentially means that this was just a sweep and doesn't change the structure significantly. What happens is when you make a swing failure pattern, then the previous end becomes a valid target. In this case, then, well, we came lower, but again, we did not close a candle body below. Now, this is the new area. For us to make a valid BOS bearish, we need to close a candle body first below this. Since that failed, well, then it becomes a low point that needs to have a candle body close below. Well, we wicked down, and that's now the new area that we need to close a candle body below, but we didn't. We retested, and then we broke up. So what we have here is actually a valid swing failure pattern that has retested the previous all-time high at 74,000. It means our structure is technically sound, and the all-time high up here becomes a reasonable target. Structurally, as long as this is a swing failure pattern, this is our target. So from here, we are looking at a move to up here. This is not a quick move. This can take significant amount of time. I expect it will go faster than what it has done, but I don't expect it to be super fast. Now, so this is just from the market structure. That technically looks like we have failed to go lower and we're coming up. Now, the confirmation of this means that we need to change the market structure bullish on a daily time frame. We have our change of character level here at 88,000, almost 800. So we need to close a daily candle above this level to confirm a new bullish trend that ultimately has a target above the previous all-time high. And much further, in my opinion. But this is what I'm looking at. Now, I found Market Cipher that I've previously been using and decided to look at it on a higher time frame because I saw just wanted to see what it does on the higher time frames, because that's where I like to use it. And what I see is we have a very deep momentum wave here that had a flip in bullish momentum. Now, if I look at that level, I can just put from the ultimate bottom of that, well, the following momentum wave creating the lower low here was significantly lower. So that gives us a bullish divergence. That in itself gives us a bullish divergence on the momentum wave. Now, if we look further, well, we created another low over here, and this momentum wave is still lower, not significantly lower than this, but still lower than this. So essentially, we have a bullish divergence between these lows. And essentially, we don't really have a super clean divergence here, but since they are on the level and this goes lower, well, that gives us a divergence. So we have two pushes of bullish divergence on the momentum waves. Now, the super interesting thing to look at on the Market Cipher is the money flow. The money flow on daily has these long continuations, and we see previously we had a thick level of money flow in that created the push up and did a big part of the first part of the accumulation. It flipped bearish for a significant part of this reaccumulation, started to show momentum, and then pushed up, then came into a thick money flow, and that's what created our push up. Since beginning of February, we've been in a negative zone, but it started to curl up and it's becoming thin while we have this divergence. So I put this little line. Essentially, we can see here that the money flow goes in waves, and we have curved up now, and we are looking to possibly come up into a positive money flow towards the end of the next week, around the end of Easter, if we can use this as it is. So looking at those things, it looks to me that we have created a higher low, and this is gonna be the first step in a new positive trend that is slowly gonna build up and gonna bring us to new all-time high and above. Looking at this on a daily, also on a market structure, I see the first small indication. I see the first small indication here that we could be drawing a W and completing this daily W as a shelf pattern. So we're gonna break the change of character. We're gonna retest the change of character level. Retesting the change of character level doesn't mean to respect the exact level. It just means that we're gonna create a higher low above this level. Realistically, looking at the structure, we can expect to retest around the 85,000 level and then slowly build continued structure of higher highs and higher lows until we break the all-time high level. So this is what I'm looking at. I think we in the next week are gonna probably see a little bit of a retrace in this area, but to me right now, any chance to purchase below 84,000 looks like a golden opportunity. I would not expect us to come below 82,000, even though it's still possible. But I think that the ultimate low is in, and we're looking for higher highs. Now, the invalidation of this and a validation of continuing a bearish trend and looking for lower lows would be to have a daily candle body close below the previous level down here. So that would be to see a red candle closing down here. I don't see that as very likely. Momentum pushing up, money flow pushing up, RSI on the increase. Everything looks very, very bullish. This looks like a slow accumulation consolidation before one massive push up. I don't know if I have it here, but my personal expectation is that we will finalize this bull market around October in an area between $130,000 and $150,000. So that will be this area. So this is what we're looking at. And that was it for now. Thank you.
From the kitchen to Wall Street, hustle. A new game, new rules, ready to tussle. It's a Ravens flight from pots to trade. A new life, choice we all made. On the move, don't look at magic fright. From cooking meals to betting all day and night.